Good afternoon, folks. Andy here within South Florida and Mario Quintero, the Mind of Quintero show, coming to you every Thursday at the 4 o'clock hour, sometimes 4:01, 4:05, but we come to you every Thursday, and we have a great show today for those of you that are thinking of buying a home. And the topic today is 10 steps to buying a home. Peter, welcome, my friend. Alicia Maria, welcome. We have fans early on today, Mario. Anderson Curry, welcome. Jack Bell, welcome. Oh man, wait, you're becoming famous with these broadcasts, right? How many videos have you done already?
Quite a few.
You're getting fans up here already, folks. Folks, if you're just tuning in, we do this every Thursday with Mario here. And if you're anywhere on that step, anywhere on that process to buying a house, I urge you to tune in, and I urge you to check out marioshomenews.com, where you have videos of every single episode we have done. And this guy is an expert in the real estate and the mortgage arenas. And if you have a chance to go check out those videos, you will see why I say that. What's up, Peter? Welcome. So Mario, 10 steps to buying a home. I hear that it's important to start your research early.
Yeah, the research is early, especially if you're a first time or you're buying for for the second or third time. You want to know the area. You want to start checking out the area and what you are able to get for the money in that particular zip code. Okay. We have a free tool that we offer our buyers that they can start this process to see what is coming on the market, what is selling on the market, what is sitting on the market, for how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, and all we need to do is set them up in the system where they'll get weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly announcements of what's happening in that zip code. And that's a free tool that we assign to all our buyers that are interested in getting that knowledge. And getting the knowledge early is very important.
Absolutely. We want to say welcome to Patrice. Patrice is from the West Coast, East Coast. Patrice, if you're looking to buy a property in South Florida, man, this is your guy right here. Welcome, Dinah. Welcome, welcome. A lot of people on today, Mario. I think that little tease that we gave him, that you'll be going live at 4. Melinda, welcome, welcome. Folks, if I miss your name, my apologies. You guys are watching quick. You guys are coming in the feed very quickly here. So, Mario, great. I want to buy a house, and I'm listening to your advice. I'm going to do my research early. But you know what? I don't know if I can afford it. Is there any way that I can determine how much house I can actually afford?
Yes, under our mortgage pre-qualification process, that's one of the main things we need to determine up front, is what is the affordability. Believe it or not, affordability of a mortgage is one of the top Google searches that Google has announced, that most people buying a house, they search for affordability. They need to find out. And sometimes you don't have to go it alone. You know, you could seek out the advice of a professional like us, and we can actually run the numbers for you and tell you, listen, based on the amount of credit you have outstanding, based on your current income, based on your monthly obligations, this is how much you can afford to buy a house.
Okay, so I have an interest, and I'm going to do the research, find out how much house can afford. Is it important to get pre-qualified or pre-approved for the mortgage?
Absolutely. It's one of the first things we do after we determine the area that you want to buy in, the affordability. We have to take you through a pre-qualification process.
Okay, that's important.
We have to run your credit. We got to determine your monthly liabilities or your monthly obligations. We need to determine your credit score. We need to evaluate your tax returns to see what your actual income is that we can use. Those things are vital. It's like going for surgery. The surgeon has to open everything up and look to fix what they need to fix. We, as mortgage consultant, need to look at everything so that we can devise the proper plan on how much of a house that person is going to be able to afford, and also what timetable are we going to be looking at. Is it 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, 9 months down the road?
Right.
We have clients that we do the planning 12, 15 months down the road.
Sure, it's an important purchase.
And it is the biggest purchase that everyone's going to make. So the due diligence is very important, especially with the pre-qualification. One of the things that a lot of people, when they first come to us, they ask, do you have to run our credit?
Right.
And yes, we have to run your credit. We need to find out. And as long as you're not running your credit with us, with a jet ski company, a motorcycle company, and a boat company at the same time,
right,
your credit is not going to get hurt.
Okay.
So running your credit once in order to do the pre-qualification and see exactly where we stand is not going to hurt your credit.
Folks, I want to welcome Omar to the broadcast, Omar Barrera, Michael Miller. We have a comment from Gail. This is awesome info on mortgages. Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail.
Folks,
Appreciate
we're
it.
live. If you have any comments on any of these tips and questions, feel free to leave them on the chat. Mario is live with us here, and he'll be able to answer your direct question. You also have an opportunity to contact him via phone after this broadcast. And of course, if you're not watching us live today on Thursday, if you're watching us in the replay, leave your comments in the chat as well, and Mario will get to you. Thanks, Gail, for your comment. So, I've heard somewhere around 40,000, 50,000 real estate agents.
65,000.
65,000 real estate agents. How do you find the right real estate agent in an ocean of real estate agents?
Well, hopefully we can lend our experience in that.
Is experience important?
It's very important,
Okay,
because there's going to be turbulences, as you know, that we're going to face. And so when we start working with a pre-qualification, we also do the question and answer for what the person's goals and objectives are for that home.
Right.
Why is it that they want to become a homeowner? How do they see themselves 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line? So we really take our time in trying to determine what the specific goals of that homeowner is going to be. We're not going to rush anybody into getting a house, sign
Right.
here, hurry up. That's not our style. Our style is to really focus on the need of the client, what they're going to do, what is that home going to offer to them? Is it affordable? Can they afford it long term? So we go through that whole process. Once we determine that, then if they, hopefully they'll use our services, we're going to hold their hand through looking at homes, looking at all different types of homes, knowing what their goal and objective is.
We have another comment from Gail. Credit score is the most important thing. Whatever happened after the Equifax breach?
So after the Equifax breach, so supposedly they fixed their security features. We haven't had another one, but that did not affect people's credit scores. That was more of a breach of personal data of everybody that was in Equifax, and I believe that is still under investigation by the government and Equifax. So
awesome. Leandro, welcome to the broadcast, folks. If you're just tuning in, my name is Andy within South Florida, and we're here with Mario Quintero, the Mind of Quintero show, the one-stop shop happy hour that we do on Thursdays at 4 or 5. And he talks about every single little aspect of the real estate market, the mortgage market. And if you are in the process, or you know somebody in the process, or you know somebody that is renting, it would be fantastic for you to share this now. You can just tap share on the broadcast there and maybe help that person that you know get into their next home, which is usually important. So a lot of houses on the market. How do you know what is the right home, and how much do you offer for a property?
So that is part of the negotiation process with us and the client. We get to a house and we determine what the comps are in the area, and we determine if it's within their price range and their affordability, and then we give our recommendation as to what kind of offer we should give based on the time that house has been on the market, the condition of the house, the comps. All of these things are taken into consideration, and what kind of contingencies are we going to write into that contract that will help us negotiate a better deal for that homeowner.
So just because the house has a price tag on it, that doesn't mean that you should go in there and just open up your wallet and offer what the asking price is.
It depends. I mean, sometimes, you have to go in with a full price offer based on the price point of that home. And sometimes we know that there's room to negotiate that price. So it's really done on a home by home basis. So that's basically how we do it. We take each case individually, and we do that. I mean, I have a client right now, a first-time home buyer, that we've put in offers 2 weeks in a row, and one was not accepted, and one she decided to leave because of issues with the HOA. So, you know, it's a process. And one of the things that I stress to, whether it's a first-time home buyer or someone who's been buying other homes, is patience. You got to be patient. This is not something you want to rush into. I mean, when the right home comes by, you're going to know that that's the home for you, and then we're going to work on the contract and the offer.
And this is, of course, where the years of experience comes into play. You know, that you don't want to jump on the first property.
You don't need to. You don't need to. I mean, if it's the right property that meets the goals and objectives that we have discussed, then we jump on it. If it doesn't, then we have to talk about
this. This brings to mind the broadcast we did last week about where you had a property and you performed inspections on it, and you realized that what seemed to be a great deal and seemed to be a fairly priced property at the time, actually, I think the potential buyer, they actually withdrew that deal.
Yes, and that's the next part of the 10 steps, is actually ordering the home inspection once a contract is accepted. So
it's really important.
No, that's critical, because that's going to tell us any issues or problems that property has that is not seen by the regular eye.
Right.
It could be trusses on the roof, it could be termites, it could be plumbing issues, electrical panel issues. It could be a bunch of stuff.
You've seen them all,
and we've seen them all. So, and then we have to make decisions at that point.
Yeah.
I think Gail has another.
Hey, Gail. Thank goodness I will never have an HOA. Too many horror stories from friends.
Thank you,
Gail. It is South Florida, so you know that's all I can say. Gail, are you in the market? Are you in the market to looking for a property? You're looking to sell? Let us know in the chat. Welcome, Alex Mora. Welcome to the broadcast, folks. Welcome, Joanne. Folks, if you have any questions, be sure to type them in the chat there. If you're just tuning in, I'm here with Mario Quintero. My name is Andy within South Florida. We come to you every Thursday live from his offices, and we talk about all areas of real estate and mortgage areas. If you're looking for a home, you have a home to sell, if you're tired of renting, this is a great time to get in touch with Mario. Leave a comment on the chat. You can call him after the broadcast as well. And if you have somebody that knows that's looking or renting or just wants to get into a home, go ahead and share this broadcast with them as well. Absolutely. Welcome, Lisette Brana, old friend of mine, La Revista Éxito. So we talked about...
Say hello to Susie there.
Hey, Susie Castillo, how are you? Thank you both for always sharing your information. Looking for friends in Orlando and Tampa.
Okay.
Can you work in those areas, Mario?
Yeah, we could work in those areas for sure. Through our RE/MAX network of realtors, we can do that.
So, Mario, they call you the one-stop shop for one reason. And why work with a mortgage banker to select your loan?
So, as a mortgage company, we work with a diverse group of lenders nationwide and locally.
Right.
And so the reason they call us the one-stop shop is because once we pre-qualify, we take that person out to find the home, and then we know which lender we're going to place that loan with.
And it's important to expand on that, because many people may be watching for the first time wondering, what is the one-stop shop?
Well, the one-stop shop means that we centralize all services in one location, and you only have one person to deal with on our team.
Very convenient.
Which is a lot of convenience and a lot of efficiency. The less people involved in the process, the less turbulence we can experience in the process. So having the right loan to match the purchase of that home is very important. It could be an interest-only loan. It could be a 15-year loan, 20-year, 25, 30. It could be an FHA loan. It could be a VA loan. It could be a number of different loans. So we want to be able to match the affordability with the pre-qualification with the right loan for that home that is an important purchase for our client.
A lot of different pieces at play, a lot of different balls in the air to get that person into the future home.
Yes, it is.
To make that dream a reality.
Yes, it is. And, then we have a tremendous support system. So our internal loan processors are excellent. Laura, Claudia, they do an outstanding job. We have Jackie Vasquez that handles the transaction part of the contract and the paperwork. And in a little while, we're going to talk about our title company partner who handles all that stuff on the other end. So we have a lot of moving parts at one time working for that client.
The mind of Quintero, folks. So what about having the home appraised? How does that work?
So once we get past the contract, the home inspection period, and the buyer decides that there's no major issues with the home inspection, then we move over to the second deposit, which will be due right after the home inspection period. And then through our lender, we order what is called an appraisal management company, which is a third-party appraisal company. We place the order through them. They go ahead and assign that appraisal to somebody locally who will make arrangements through either us or the realtor representing the seller, and the appraisal will get done. When that appraisal comes back, if it comes at the contract price or higher, we're good. If the appraisal comes back at less than contract price, then we go back into a negotiations for the actual price.
Wow. Argentina, welcome to the broadcast. Mari Martinez, welcome. Terry Capote, welcome to the broadcast, folks. If you're just tuning in, you're at the one-stop shop with the Mind of Quintero show every Thursday, coming to you live at 4 o'clock from his office. If you're just tuning in, when we finish here, go back and start from the beginning, because these are very, very important bits of information, the 10 tips, the 10 best practices which you can do to purchase your next property. So Mario, paperwork. Paperwork is something that people find daunting in the home buying process.
Right. So when you come to the one-stop shop, like I mentioned, we have several.
You don't got to worry about it?
You don't have to worry about it, because the only thing we're going to ask you for is the minimal documents that we need to get that loan processed. All right. So as far as the bulk of the paperwork, after we finish processing the loan, the title company has a lot of work to do. They have to do the lien searches. They have to underwrite the title policy, not only for the new owners, but also for the lender. There might be estoppel letters that have to be done. There's a bunch of stuff that our title partner, C&C Title Agency, does for us, and they do that on behalf of the client. So then they come into the picture after the appraisal is done, and basically now everyone's involved getting ready for the final step.
Wow. I had the pleasure of meeting the principal of C&C Title, Carolyn. Awesome as well. So we've done the paperwork, we've done everything, we've crossed our T's, dotted our I's. How soon do we close the sale? How soon do we get into the property?
So the magic words that we wait for, that are secured by our loan processor with the documents from the title company, is the clear to close.
Clear to close.
I like to consider myself Mr. Clear to Close, because until we get that clear to close, nothing else is gonna happen. So once we get the clear to close, then we know that we're heading for the closing table, the closing celebration, and that's what the day that the buyers are going to get the keys to their home. However, before we get to the closing table, we got to do a final walkthrough. We need to make sure that everything that was promised with that home is in that home before we go and sign at the closing.
Very important.
You don't want to walk into a final walkthrough and see that the refrigerator, washing machine, and dishwasher are gone. So we do that final walkthrough like maybe an hour before closing, and then from there we head over to the closing table.
So I sense that we're shifting from the mind of Quintero to Mr. Clear to Close?
Mr. Clear to Close is very important. That's a very important term, but we still like the one-stop shop because it incorporates all the services that are required in a transaction.
So we have another comment from Gail. Gail, you win the participation award today. She has a question on reverse mortgages. She would like to know more about those. Wow, that is a loaded question.
Reverse mortgages, we've been doing them since 2002. We do a standard HECM reverse mortgage. We do the proprietary products now on higher end homes, and we could also do a HECM purchase for people that want to use the HECM to buy. So we're very knowledgeable on the reverse mortgage side, and we can help you with that.
I think Gail might want to speak to you. What's the best number for somebody to get a hold of you, Mario?
So the office number is 305-598-1600. My cell phone is 305-588-0451. And we do answer the phone.
They can call you at any time?
You can call anytime.
Wait, I thought they can't call you between like 2 and 5 in the morning.
Well, they might not catch me between 2 and 5 in the morning. It might be shut off, but they could leave a message and I'll call them as soon as I wake up.
Oh, fantastic. Folks, any questions in the chat, please? What do I win? What do you win? You get a free personal consultation with the Mario Quintero, Mr. Clear to Close 305 and 786 and 954, right?
Not just 305.
Not 305.
Remember that we are licensed through the entire state of Florida.
Licensed in Florida.
And we have clients all over the state. We just did a pre-qualification DU for a client who's buying in the Cape Coral area. And one of our clients that had moved out of Miami to Central Florida, they called us today that they want to refinance the loan that they had gotten up there when they bought the house. So we do service the entire state of Florida.
Gail, you just gave me an idea. What do you win? Well, it's not really a prize, but everybody watching this broadcast that wants to meet us next week, March the 12th at 6 p.m., you can meet the Mind of Quintero, Mr. Clear to Close. And of course, you can talk to me and we might do a broadcast together. We're going to be at Los Ranchos restaurant on March the 12th. That's on Tuesday at 6 p.m. We're having our networker for the Greater Kendall Business Association, which is another organization that we belong to. So if you're watching this broadcast, you want to join us, Gail, on Tuesday, have some food, have some hors d'oeuvres, drinks, and just hang out and talk about reverse mortgages or whatever else you like with Mr. Clear to Close.
We'll be there.
We'll be there at Los Ranchos on March 12th. In fact, everybody watching is invited. Hang out with us. Mario's on the board of directors of the GKBA, the Greater Kendall Business Association. This year I have the honor to serve as the chairman of the association. So I would love to meet everybody out there. And this week, we were at the Marlins.
Just Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, we had an opportunity to preview their club section, their VIP section.
I want to thank Isaac Palladino for the invitation.
Isaac, you rock. If you're watching it, thanks a lot, my friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
we got a chance to meet Derek Jeter and Chip, the president of the Marlins.
Absolutely. You want to see some pictures, go on the feed, go on Mario's Facebook feed, or go on my feed at In South Florida and check them out. So, Mario, I mean, I think you've covered basically the 10 most important processes to buy a home.
Yeah, and affordability and the what type of mortgage can I get? Those seem to be the number 1 and 2 most important inquiries. And sometimes you might want to have the desire to buy a home, but don't let fear stop you. There's nothing to fear. Just looking into the process doesn't cost anything but some time and discussion. So what I say to people out there is don't be afraid. With our experience, we'll walk you through the process. We'll hold your hand all the way to the closing table. And if at any time, you feel you don't want to move forward, that's okay. We can postpone the process to later on. But don't be afraid. There's a lot of people. I was checking some stats on Google today, and 59% of people 35 of age or younger purchased a home in 2018. 59%.
Wow.
And that's a lot of young adults that are out there buying homes. So don't let fear stop you. We have a question over here from Odie.
No. This is for a meeting that we're having tomorrow at the office.
Got it. So sorry about that. But don't let fear stop you. There's a lot of young adults that are out there buying homes. There's a lot of people that are over 35 buying homes. So if you need a consultation, that's what we're here for. our biggest accomplishment is getting people to the clear to close, to that closing table. It's a great feeling when we turn those keys over to a new homeowner, or a homeowner that's moving up to a bigger house. I mean, it's a great feeling to help families secure their home.
And Mario, just to be clear, in case anybody had a doubt or anybody was wondering, is there a fee involved? Is there a cost involved for somebody to consult with you and say, hey, you know what, I want to get into a house, but I just don't know if I can?
Yeah, we get paid from the seller,
Okay.
the commission on the real estate
Right,
side, so
right.
there's no fee to our buyers. And we get paid by the lender who we take the loan to,
Okay.
and they pay us at closing.
So there's no reason that somebody cannot pick up the phone and say, hey,
Right.
I need to get out of this rental property.
That's correct. There's no reason, because the consultation is free and we don't get paid unless we get you into that home.
Sounds fair to me, man. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Exactly.
Doesn't get any better than that. Folks, if you're just tuning in, thanks for the love. Thanks for watching. My name is Andy within South Florida with Mario Quintero, the Mind of Quintero,
My
a.k.a.
old friend Charlie De La Rosa. in West
Charlie De
Florida.
La Rosa. So the Mind of Quintero, otherwise known as Mr. Clear to Close. I gotta get used to that branding now.
One-stop shop.
The one-stop shop. So are you gonna put the vehicle wraps on the cars?
No, that's not gonna happen.
And the
No.
boats and the helicopter and everything.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Okay. So, sorry, folks. We are live. So the phone was ringing. I think we got it. I think we have this covered.
I think we got it for today. And one final thing in closing, don't forget to share this to your Facebook
Very important,
friends
very
or
important.
your LinkedIn friends, people that you might know. You never really know what kind of information was shared today that could be helping someone else that you might know at work, at home, a family member, a friend. So don't forget to share this video. It could help somebody.
And if you're renting, just pick up the phone and call.
Yep.
Pick up the phone and call, because you never know. You never know.
And for our entire library of videos, of all the past live videos, our pre-recorded videos, our testimonials, go to marioshomenews.com, and everything is up on that site.
I believe and I know that if somebody is in the process of buying or thinking of buying or renting, if you visit marioshomenews.com and you spend about 25 minutes on that website and you look at the video inventory there, any doubt that you may have about owning a property, buying a property will vanish, because you will get to listen to Mario talk about different topics ranging from home ownership to mortgage to hard money. I mean, too many to mention now, but marioshomenews.com, check it out. There's a section there for the videos, the video gallery that we produce with him every single week. And if you're renting now, do yourself a favor, take a look at that page, and then pick up the phone and contact Mario, because there's no reason why you should still be paying rent today.
There you go.
Awesome.
It's been a pleasure.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Like always.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for the
We'll see
love,
you soon.
folks. Andy within South Florida, Mario, Mr. Clear to Close. Coming to you next Thursday.